Hi, it's Kathy Chena here with Tri-Cities Community TV, right in the heart of downtown Port Coquitlam at Lee Square. Well, have you ever thought about what you wanted to be when you were growing up? Our next guest knew exactly at the tender age of 4. We have Laura G in the studio today who's going to talk to us about pottery in a different form. Welcome today. Thank you so much for being here. I have to say I absolutely love this. These are my colors and everything.
Oh, thank you.
It's beautiful, beautiful. So tell us a little bit about what you do, Laura.
Always wanted to be a potter. So dream came true about 9 years ago when I left the career. And I do everything from masks. Some days are masks, some are mugs, just anything clay. I love doing stuff for the garden. Some days I'll sit down and throw 30 mugs, which to a potter, when you say that, I said, oh, you know, I threw 30 mugs today. And they said, oh no, tomorrow is 30 handles. Because that's the labor intensive part. And then some days are masks. It just whatever, I go down to my studio in my home and I've got a huge window looks out to my garden, and I just, sometimes I have an idea of what I'm going to do that day, and sometimes it just kind of comes to me.
Now let's back up a little bit. You had a job in municipal planning for 20 plus years, and I think a lot of times, you know, we struggle with what we love to do and what we sort of have to do in order to pay our bills and make ourselves carry on, right? And so that was a have to, and so when did you break away from that and start doing your art full time?
9 years ago. I just was a round peg in a square hole, and I just had to hammer myself into that hole every day. And to sit with a book, the bylaw, and tell people what they could and couldn't do, and to try and catch developers and architects lying, and I'm just, oh my gosh, that is just so not me.
Right.
That world was very black and white, and my world is like different shades of gray, or green, or orange, or there's, you know, I don't do black and white. So yeah, it was absolutely time to go.
Exactly, and so you are the artist in residence here.
I am.
Tell us what that means.
Oh, it's so much fun. A couple days a week, I come here and do what I would be doing at home, but people get to come in and watch. They get to come in and see, they get to try it out, they get to ask questions, because a lot of times people think of potters as mug, or a bowl, and so people come up, and I'll be the artist in residence that says, clay artist, and they'll say, what's this made out of? That can't be, that's got to be wood.
Right.
And just to show them how that process is, and it doesn't, the show I've got currently on here until March 28th is called Beyond the Wheel. And just, so I have pieces in that are the mug and are the bowl, but then I've got pieces that are so beyond that and so sculptural. Right,
right. And do your masks, do they have a name? Like, do you name them
Some
at
do,
all?
some do.
I'm gonna just pick this up right here, and so some have a name.
That's Swamp Man.
Okay.
I'd made Tahiti Ted. Regret selling Tahiti Ted.
Oh.
I had Uncle Desmond, Fast Eddie. So some just come to these names.
They just come naturally.
I was watching a show with my husband one night, and there was a character on. He said very little. Uncle sat in the corner, said very little. And when the camera flashed to him and he said his very few lines, we both looked at each other and went, wow, the guy downstairs is Uncle Desmond.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And I'm sure that all the pieces are different. Is that why you were upset about selling Tahiti Ted? Because you couldn't recreate him again?
I could try, but Tahiti Ted was Tahiti Ted.
Right, right.
You know, you'd just be creating his kind of second cousin.
Yes.
Because no two are the same. I couldn't create two the same if I tried.
Right, of course.
And I don't try because that's not what it's about.
So where do you get your inspiration from?
Outside my studio window, nature. Everything out there is just the colors and the textures. I've got a big yard and a big garden, and the plants run into each other. They're not a plunk and dirt and plunk and dirt. The colors and textures just all just meld, and I look outside. I just love that.
What kinds of things have you created for your garden?
I've done the bird baths. I do the masks. I've done some pocket wall hangings, and I'm kind of excited this year because I left a bunch of pots outside over the winter, and they all broke, which I thought was, oh, isn't that a shame? I'll just have to make some others.
Right.
So last year I did a series of bonsai pots for commission, which was really exciting. I took the wheel outside and threw 16 pounds of clay at one time for these huge bonsai pots. And that was a lot of fun. So the bonsai it just took it off in a whole different direction for me.
Mm-hmm. And so do you work in clay every day, would you say?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
If there's by chance a day that I've got appointments and something and I'm not physically touching the clay, I'm sitting in an office somewhere, I'm looking at Pinterest ideas, I'm updating website, I'm blog posting, but I have to touch it every day. I went to Arizona, I've just come back from Arizona, and we were at, my friends and I were at a ghost town, and there was a potter there, and I spoke to him, and my girlfriend said, she's a potter in Canada. I said, yeah, you know, I'm getting I'm getting withdrawal. I haven't touched clay since Thursday.
Wow.
And this is Monday, and he said, oh, come throw a bowl. So I went into this fellow's studio with this beautiful view of the desert and threw a bowl.
Oh, that's nice. That kept you calm for a little bit, right?
It did.
Until
And then
you
I got
came
all
home.
dirty because, you know, this is the cleanest I ever am. There's not clay hanging off my hair. So I was able to get clay on my pants and my shoes, and then I felt much better.
Oh, wow. So where can people find out more about who you are? I mean, all of your items are in this beautiful space that we're in right now.
Right.
But in addition to that, if people wanted to know more about Laura G and these beautiful mugs that I'm holding, I actually need to buy this. And I have to say, your work's very affordable.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
really important. I think
Thank you.
people, they see artist work and they think, oh, I just can't afford it. It's too expensive. But price tags right here with your John Henry. I love that, Laura G. That's what I like. I mean, what's your full
Yeah.
name? Tell us.
Laura Giesbrecht, and my website is Sister Earth Clayworks.
Okay.
So www.sisterearthclayworks.com. I'm here at Lee Square. The show's on till the 28th. And I'm lucky enough to be in a show with the Fraser Valley Potters Guild coming up soon at the ACT. Another one with Tri-City Potters at the Port Moody Art Gallery. And then I've been asked, and I'm just delighted, in April I'm going to be at a show in the Gallery of BC Ceramics on Granville Island.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah,
That's fantastic.
very
So we can
exciting.
find you throughout the Tri-Cities and even
Tri-Cities,
and even in
email.
Vancouver and even
Yeah,
in Vancouver
yeah,
in April, right?
I'm everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
just send me an email.
Anything you want to leave us with before we close?
No, I think that's it. I just thank you very much for having me today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for enlightening us a little bit more into your life and all the work of your hands. And it's never too late to find out what your dream is, and whether it's clay, pottery, artistry, or maybe it's something completely different. Go after your dreams, because that's what Laura G did.